Hi, it's Mike. In this video, I'm going to show you how to SEO your WordPress blog so that way it helps you to rank in Google. Okay, so this is a blog we've been going over for the past couple of videos, and in this one, we're ready to start doing some SEO in it. So in this case, we've already done it in the title. We determined we want to use the term Frank Kern in Triangle Trust or Triangle Trust. And first things first is a permalink. It's actually a good idea. As you see, it's a little bit longer title. You really don't need most of these words. In fact, it's actually not to your advantage to do it. You'll keep it a little shorter. So I have Frank Kearns, okay? And actually, not Frank Kern, Kearns. So it's a little correction there. Frank Kern, Triangle of Trust, okay? So we know Triangle of Trust from the previous video isn't really a term it's searched for. It says Triangle of Trust. But that's fine because Google will actually still pick that up. Okay, so we are good. Now, again, what we want to do is we want to have our keywords in the first sentence and the last sentence and the title. So we have it already in the title. So a little trick that I do, because I like to be a little lazy sometimes, is I'm going to capitalize that. I'm going to go ahead and I repeat the title in the first line. It actually looks good when you see it in the blog post, but you'll see here I've actually repeated the title. I've already put the keywords in it. Okay, I'm good to go. And so I just basically said, okay, here's my title. In fact, we even try to rank for our names, so I even bolded that. So I italicized this to help Google say, okay, take a look at it. This is something special for ranking. Put our name here, and we also at the very end, we update this here. Let's see here, what's the title again? It was. I have this little cheat sheet here, like I mentioned in the previous video. I like to have everything in Word. It makes it easy to start off in Word and then bring it into WordPress. Make sure that we are in text mode. This is what it does, so paste as text. Paste it, and then I underline it. And the trick is to make Google look at it, because you want to do underline, italics, bolds, and quotes. And this one here, I want to do, for some reason, my underline symbol is missing, so I'm just going to do Control U, which does the same thing, so I actually have underlined it. Okay? So you know, Control U is for underline, Control B is for bold, Control I for italics. Or if you have the for a Mac, was it Open Apple or whatever it is? I can't remember what it's called. Okay, so now we have keyword at the beginning, keyword at the end. Now, another little trick I like to do is we have an image. I like to go ahead and edit the image. And I've actually named. Now this is a trick is you use before you bring your images in, you make sure you have the titles actually have keywords in them. And I've done that, but I also like to drop it right also into the image title attribute. Okay, I should repeat it. Same thing with this. Okay, and I should put 2 in here to make it a little different. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to say blog posts. Make it a little different. You don't want to have the exact same thing because if they're repeated over and over again, Google starts recognizing what you're doing. You gotta realize Google gets smarter and smarter every day. So eventually they're going to figure out these little tricks, but for now it seems to be better than having the exact same thing over and over again. Oh, here we go. Another picture, another opportunity to put in the keywords. Okay. And this one here, I wanted to throw in just Triangle Trust because we noticed that was a keyword that was showing up. And so I want to be able to repeat that. You notice always in the signature picture I have the name because I always want to be picking up for the name as well, right? That is done. Oh, you also notice here I actually have a hyperlink to our About Us page from the picture. Let's figure out, point that out since I was here. Okay, so then I'll go through and make sure I have about 1% of the term in here. Now, because in this particular system we're using, and it actually is really cool because it has SEO Presser included in it. And so I'm going to put in here, let's see here, Frank Kern. That's the keyword I want to search for. So I'm just going to do a save draft real quickly here because you want to have between 1 to 3%. Don't have all blog posts 1%. Don't have them all 3%. You want them very in between because it looks a little more natural. It doesn't like you're being a robot trying to hit a specific number. If you get too high a percentage, like here in this case here with 3.55, okay, it's not going to kill you. I mean, if you're getting 5, 6%, that's when it starts looking really bad. 3.5%, I'm not worried about that. It does say I need to put in I need an H2. Okay, I have an H3 in here already because this is, I forgot to mention, this is actually an H3, so I kind of cheat and put the keywords automatically in it. It's part of my standard format. And without even thinking about too much, I'm just going to put in here Frank Kern and Triangle Trusts. Okay, and look at that. I'm going to put that as an H2. Okay, so you see these different headers: H1, H2, H3. This is a mistake people make. You really only want to have heading in once. And to be truth, most WordPress blogs, and you need to really look at the code to really know for sure, actually has the H1 built in. Okay, you don't want to repeat that. It's already a title. It looks kind of goofy to have it twice. So I always avoid that and try to aim for at least 2 H2s, and maybe 3 H3s. Now, if you're doing like a 2,000 word blog post, then you're obviously going to have more. And so, but that's kind of a rough rule of thumb. Like do 2 H2s, 3 H3s, and so on. So, so I have the H2. This is just for demonstration purposes right now. I'm gonna bold this because it looks better. I like to have them bold. And part of my standard format, I like to have these blue, but you can do whatever you want. Some people like black, whatever. What it doesn't match is the banners that we have for our blog. Okay, and so that's the basics of SEO. I'm going to go down now to this is where the cool stuff is. Okay, so we have here, let me make sure I have the title copy. In this case here, you can actually have a different title for SEO purposes. Now, Google will pick this up. Often it will pick, well, you will pick it up occasionally as the one that finds in Google, depending on the keywords and what it thinks. But from everything I've heard, is maybe a 50-50 crapshoot whether it picks this one up or the actual title. So I tend to be smart about my title and put it here. But sometimes, depending on what I'm trying to do, sometimes I will use a different title because I want to grab a little more attention. Because remember, when you have something in Google, if it shows up in a search engine, it's kind of like your advertisement. And sometimes you might want to be a little more flashier, grab someone's attention a bit more than you would in the actual body of your blog because they're already there, right? So, and then here, in the meta description, bear with me here. I'm going to throw something together here without too much thought. Learn about Frank Kern's Triangle of Trust. It was until ... Okay. Okay, and this is where I get a little more into the SEO. You notice I was going to say what it was, but I realized Triangle Trust. You see, there's a little bit of keywords in here, right? So originally I was going to say what it was, but this is an opportunity to put in the keyword a second time. It's a good idea. The keyword, the main one you're aiming for, either toward the beginning and toward the end of the description. This description is a little short, okay? Normally I like to have a little bit longer than this, but at least it is it's good enough for its purpose here. Keep in mind, you don't want to make these things too long because otherwise you're not going to show up in Google anyway. And if you have too long, it's going to be penalized. I'm not sure the exact lengths. I kind of play around with it, but usually by the time if I go down a line, maybe and a half, maybe a full 2 lines of this, it's usually where I quit. So if it's kind of a rough rule of thumb. Now this is where I get to put some keywords. Okay, so you can imagine we've already keyworded this thing up, and then we put in here Frank Kern. Oops, spelled wrong. Not so you can spell it right. And then we have Triangle Trust, even though it didn't can't spell. You know, when you Triangle of Trust didn't have a whole searches, we realized the word Triangle Trust does. So Google still picked it up. Google's smart enough to realize it's going to ignore that a lot of times, but I like to repeat it, okay, just to be extra careful. And then that is basically all I usually do for my basic SEO, except, okay, tags. Tags are actually 2 sections here. Tags are important because really what you want to do is basically duplicate exactly what you have for your meta keywords. You want to have exactly the same. So I basically copy, paste, and add. Done. Okay? So they match. And then, oh, geez. I caught a spelling mistake. There we go. Let's copy that one, move that one over. I bet you saw that and you couldn't tell me that. You're probably screaming at your monitor, saying, you spelled that wrong. There we go. I'm lucky I caught it. And let's see, becoming an entrepreneur, I think that's where we're going to put that in here for now. Because basically you want to do, this is the trick. You have categories for making things easier for people to find. you don't want to have it in 2 categories. Otherwise, Google will recognize it as duplicate content, so you only want to choose 1 category. And so that's what you just choose the best fit. And sometimes you may have to create a new category if it's a new blog, but when you start having a more mature blog and you already have set categories, try to just choose the best fit. Okay. That's it for this video. Look forward to the next one. We go into a little further into this blog post. Okay, and also make sure you click the link below because you're gonna have more information on a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today. And plus, too, you can take a look at the platform we're using, which ranks actually relatively easy in Google. So that's good stuff, right? So make sure you click the link below, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.